Good evening. I would like to welcome everyone to the regular scheduled city council meeting of Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. Let the record show that Councilor Hoffman-Sockman and Councilor Schweiberger are absent and all other councilors are present. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order. First order of business, adds and deletes. Add consent agenda items 2, 9, 10, and 11. Add department and committee reports, item 7A. Add license and permits, items 2, 3, and 4. Delete department and committee reports 2A. Next up, I need a motion and a second for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
The motion by Councilor Harkinen.
Support.
Support by Councilor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Next up, approval of minutes. Approve the minutes of the regular Hibbing City Council meeting of September 21st, 2022. Wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilor
Support.
Faso, support by Councilor Duranus. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Next up, consent agenda. Item 1, approve accounts payable dated 9/29/2022. Checks 173127 through 173214 in the amount of $404,142.83. Approved city payroll for pay period ending 9/23/2022. Checks 168446 through 168447 in the amount of $431,636.62. Item 3, approve the updated library manager position job description. Item 4, approve the renewal of the group life insurance coverage with Minnesota Life Securian Insurance Company for the 2023 calendar year for active employees and eligible retirees. There is no change in plan design or rates from 2022. Item 5, approve the Hibbing Police Department activity report for May 2022. Item 6, approve the Hibbing Police Department activity report for June 2022. Item 7, set the next regular meeting for Wednesday, October 19th, 2022 at 5:00 p.m. in the Hibbing City Hall Council Chambers. Item 8, set the next City Council workshop for Wednesday, October 19th, 2022, following the City Council meeting in the Hibbing City Hall Council Chamber. Item 9, authorize the Hibbing City Council to attend the Northern St. Louis County Housing Summit on Tuesday, November 1st, 2022 at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, 919 6th Street, South Virginia, Minnesota. Item 10, acknowledge the resignation of Chase Allen, seasonal worker within the City Service Department effective October 1st, 2022. Item 11, authorize the Hibbing City Council to attend the trick and treat and greet on Saturday, October 29th, 2022 on the front lawn of City Hall. Wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilor Faso.
Support.
Support by Councilor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Next up, we have public forum. Let it be known, you have 5 minutes to present your issues, and at this time, no formal action will be taken. We have William Erickson. Please step forward, and he's here about lack of enforcement of noise laws. Go ahead there, William.
Well, first of all, let me state I'm not all that happy to be here. This is kind of the end of the road, so to speak. I've talked to your desk sergeant back earlier this summer, Chief Esty, kind of passed the ball to head of the Highway Patrol office in Virginia, and I talked to him. I've talked to the Sheriff's Department, and it goes around in a circle. Nobody can enforce it. Nobody wants to enforce it. However, I live less than a block from that roundabout. And I was under the impression that when the roundabout went in, things would get a lot quieter than there was when there were the stop signs, or rather the stoplights there. So one day, the Highway Patrol officer's got his vehicle parked there, and he's doing the seatbelt check, and so I parked on the service road, and tapped on the window, and got in and asked him about that. Well, his explanation is that everybody has to slow down for the roundabout, but only 40% of the people going into those stoplights had to stop. And of course, the stop problem it isn't new, it's just that there's a lot more volume now than there was then. And with the noise ordinance not being enforced, Where are we? Every access into this city, with the exception of 25th Street, coming from her location, has the sign posted. Vehicle noise law is enforced.
So what kind of noise are we talking about here? Are they jake braking, or are they accelerating?
Well,
at
jake
high-
braking is one of the things that seems to happen late at night, and it rattles your windows, of course, and everything, but I'm under the impression that that is a vehicle noise ordinance problem too. The biggest problem is the trucks, pickup trucks, diesels, gas-powered, they have very poor muffler systems on them, if they have anything at all, okay? This time of the year is getting away from the motorcycles, but good Lord, there's a lot of noisy motorcycles out there, and they're not afraid to get on it when they get out of there. The young kids with their little four-bangers with the big fart cans on the back, the big chrome fart backs, they all gotta rev 6,000, 7,000 before they shift when they leave. It's not pleasant to live around that area. And then people around, my neighbors up and down 41st Street and even this side of the intersection are a little bit tired of it.
Where are you located, sir?
I'm right next to Jack and Don's, the first house to the east of Jack and Don's.
Okay.
In fact, the neighbor across the street's had his father's house for sale for quite some time. 3 or 4 people have been interested until they're there during the rush hour when all that noise is at the intersection. So what it's doing to the property values, I don't know. That's not my concern,
Sure.
okay? And my house sits back almost 300 feet from the street with all kinds of pines and trees in the front yard. That's the reason they're there, to try to act as a buffer, but it doesn't work.
And I don't know what to tell you, sir, on the noise, you know, I mean, I live on 6th and 26th, I'm in town, and I have an intersection where the cars come flying through there, and there's noise too. And, you know, so I really don't know what to tell you, you know, we've got the signs up, you know, I'm not law enforcement, but we've done what we had to, you know, like you said, we have signs that says it. I know our police department's really busy, and that, I don't know.
Well, so is everybody else in law
And I
enforcement
know.
busy. It's a sign of the times.
And I'm not trying to be a smart aleck or nothing about it, you know, it's just, wherever any of us live, there's always gonna be noise. I don't know what we can do about it. I know, like, you know, the highway department, and I know it's in Hibbing. Like I said, I don't know what to tell you, what you can do about it. You know, we've tried putting the signs up, you know.
Maybe we should take all the signs down, and then I'll run straight pipes on my car and truck too.
I mean, if you want to, that's fine, I guess, you know.
That'll solve the problem, won't it?
You know, like I said, I don't know what other options, you know, I can, you gotta
I
talk to the
mean,
chief,
you
you know,
know,
he might, but.
Just because it's on the highway, I mean, we can still enforce it too, being it's in
Yeah.
our city. It's definitely something we can have some extra patrol to do that.
Make it an unmarked patrol, because the word gets around real quick with cell phones.
Yeah, right, yeah. I'll be honest, we do not have a decibel reader. The state patrol does.
Would you like me to borrow one for you?
Do you have one?
I do, I have musical families, so they've
No.
got all kinds of stuff.
I think
Save some money for the taxpayer.
they're pretty reasonable.
I was gonna sit up on that island in the center, okay, with my video camera with the sound on and the meter there alongside it.
I don't
So
know
when
if that'd
somebody-
be a good idea, you see some of his trucks go around.
Well, I'd say, okay, then I'll turn the chip over to the chief and he can handle it. Go to their house, start up the vehicle, hit the throttle, back off, okay, here's your repair ticket. I'm not interested in getting anybody fined, I would just like the people to, you know.
Yeah, and to be honest, I could actually talk to the state patrol, and see if we could coordinate some type of,
What is the fellow's name over there? Is it Engel?
yeah,
Dinger or
Captain
something?
Engeldiner.
Yeah, it's been a while since I talked to him, but, you know, it's, okay. That's all
they're
I have
usually
to say
all-
in my 5 minutes is long enough.
That,
You have a
they
couple,
like
about
to
another
enforce
minute
that
left.
type of stuff, so I'm sure if I talked to him and we came up with like a few days where we could try and crack down on it, maybe get some visibility.
And that usually works, because the
They'd
word
be
gets
all about-
around in a
they'd be
hurry.
all about
you
it.
know. Okay?
So.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, going from that, item 1, Police Department, Chief Esty, item A.
Item A, got a new policy here to get you guys to approve. Nowadays, obviously, the mental health crisis is a big priority that we deal with. So this is a policy for dealing with folks experiencing a mental health crisis.
Okay, Wish of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion by Counselor Harkinen.
Support.
Support by Counselor Drainus. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Thanks, chief. Next up, item 2, under city clerk treasurer, Mrs. Mulliner, item B.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Tonight I'm offering resolution number 22-10-01, approving the updated Title VI program plan for Hibbing Area Transit. Hibbing Area Transit has to establish its Title VI program. It has to meet FTA guidelines for the Federal Transit Administration in order to comply with Title VI. We received a bus grant funding through the Federal Transit Administration. This is a requirement for us to update it. I'm asking for council to approve the updated plan in your packet.
Okay, wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Counselor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Thanks, Sheena.
Thank you.
Next up, we have item 3, under city attorney, Mr. Borland. You have a few here. Item A.
Mayor, members of the council, I believe within your packet, there is a resolution 22-10-02, ordering the removal of a hazardous building located in lots 26 and 27, block 19 of Koskeville. The address is 2715 6th Avenue East. This resolution is being presented tonight because Mr. Green, on behalf of the building office, had indicated that this is a hazardous building. He's given that opinion to me, so we're initiating the process to have that taken down. So within, the resolution authorizes an order being signed by the clerk, which then gets served, and we go from there in the process to try and have a building raised. And there's a time frame for the owner to respond. So that's why the resolution is here tonight for your consideration.
Okay, wish of the council.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Bayless.
Second.
Support by Counselor Harkinen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item B.
Member of the council, also within your packet tonight is resolution 22-10-03. There was a proposal to vacate a portion of the plat of Burton last year. At that time, when the initial proposal had been made, there was an owner of the property who hadn't agreed with that. Subsequently, this, I believe in June or July, that owner then had transferred their interest. So we now are bringing that forward for calling for a hearing with regard to vacating that portion of that plat.
Okay, wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Fossil,
Support.
support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item C.
Members of the council, also in your packet should be resolution 22-10-04. This is another hazardous building, ironically almost on the same, I believe in the same block as the other previous one you took up earlier. Again, Mr. Green from the building office had determined this is also a hazardous building and need to be addressed. So there's an order per the resolution to have the clerk sign such that it can be served on them to start the process to raise that building.
Okay. Wish of the council.
Motion approved.
We have a motion by Counselor Harkinen,
Support.
support by Counselor Drainus. Any discussion? Hearing none. I just want to, first of all, one quick thing I want to thank Pat, and not just Pat, but our blight officer, our police officer, and that. It's just so the citizens know, it takes a while, but there's a plan in place. It's starting to work on these buildings and the blight around town, so it's just gonna take time, so it is starting to work. So I know the council, we mulled over a lot of different rules and ordinances, and the whole city and employees and everybody just wanna let the citizens know that we're working on these problems, so otherwise, that's it for that. We had a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Opposed? Motion carried. Item D.
Mayor, members of the council, so within your packet tonight is a resolution 22-10-05. Ms. Olavante brought this up and asked me to kind of start this process, and Mr. Green had contacted me as well. There are certain parcels of land we have in Hibbing that are zoned I-2, so which is an industrial zoning, which are immediately adjacent to certain residential parcels as well. And whether that should have ever happened or whether that should have been changed years ago, that's the way they sit now. So essentially, someone could start an industrial business right next to those. What the resolution tonight is to authorize a study to go forward. In speaking to Ms. Olivante from the development sec portion during your work session tonight, we're going to discuss potentially having an ordinance creating a moratorium on doing any of that. In order for that ordinance to be effective, though, the city first must authorize a study to take place with regard to this, which is why we're doing it in this order. So that's why you're so essentially this is just authorizing a study to look at the different parcels that are zoned as that in that I-2 that are immediately adjacent to residential ones and see what the impact of that is. And that's why it's in your packet for consideration this evening.
Okay. Wish of the council.
Motion to approve?
Motion by Counselor Fossil,
Support.
support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item E.
Members of the council, also within your packet tonight should be resolution 221006. It's assessment time again. There are two different kinds of assessments and we have to call for public hearings for those. The first of which are for like delinquent utilities, for grass cutting, those types of matters which the city has the authority to assess. We have to first call for a public hearing though on those. And I think the timing of this is that hearing would be probably at your second meeting in November. We need to get the accumulation of who all needs to be assessed. So that information needs to come not only from the city, but also from the public utilities. So this is just a call for that public hearing. And then our office will be authorizing our office to send out the notices and the publications.
Okay. Wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Drainus,
Support.
support by Counselor Harkinen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item F.
Mayor, members of the council, also in your package should be 221007. This is also to set a public hearing. This is specifically with regard to sidewalk replacements. The procedures are slightly different than they are for the other assessments, which is why we need to have two public hearings. The idea would be that this hearing would also be scheduled at your second meeting in November.
Okay. Wish of the council.
Motion to approve?
Motion by Counselor Fossil,
Support.
support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Mayor.
Next up, item 6, City Administrator, Mr. Brzezinski, item A.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, thank you. Two items this evening I would like to report to the City Council on. Item number 1, KETAC had a big groundbreaking ceremony today. Hibbing was well represented there. U.S. Steel had their executive leadership team in town. The governor was there. Mostly just want to get it on your radar. Remember, that's a $150 million capital investment that U.S. Steel will be making in the area. So great day for Hibbing and the Iron Range. Item number 2 is the governor's cabinet was in town. They were touring DMR. Remember, there's a large expansion going on there. Hibbing was also represented there. I just wanted to report that to the City Council that a lot of activity, especially on the community development side. So if you have any questions, I can try to address those. Otherwise, an FYI for the City Council.
Okay. Any questions, councilors? No, just thank you for being there, for the city staff that was to all these events, so thank you. Moving on. Item 7, Community Development Director, Mrs. Elvante. Oh, she's up there already, okay. Item A.
Mayor, members of the council, I'm asking tonight that you will authorize the withdrawal of the application and resolution to apply for the Ibdpi grant funding through the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development. This was passed back in July, based on the request from our partners at the IRRR and the Chisholm-Hibbing Airport Authority to go after 1.5 million of funds through this particular fund at deed. Through that time, in the last couple of months, we have realized that the funding in that particular program is funded with bonds, state bonds. So therefore, it's not appropriate for this particular part of the project. We are going after other funding through the 21st Century Minerals and other types of funding. But it looks like the Chisholm-Hibbing Airport Authority can apply for that on behalf of the project instead of having the city as the fiscal agent. However, they may come back and ask us for a letter of support for that in our second meeting in October.
Okay, wishes of council.
Motion approved.
Motion by Counselor Harkinen.
Support.
Support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried. Thanks, Betsy. Next up, bids and quotes. Item 1, City Services Director, Mr. Arola. Item 8.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. One quick thing for you tonight. We are just looking to renew our lease agreement with Excel Business Systems for our copy machine at the Memorial Building. Be a 5-year lease at $148 a month. And we currently have them and are satisfied with their services and equipment. So we'd like to move forward with that.
Okay. Wish of the council.
Motion approved. Steve, go ahead, Steve.
Motion by Counselor Uranus, support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried. Thanks, Nick. Okay, item 2, under City Engineer, Mr. Brzezinski, City Administrator, item 8.
Council, a couple of items coming from the engineering department. Item number 1 is approval for a quote for carbide cutting edges for our graders. A couple things about this purchase. Number 1, I know we've tested carbide cutting edges in the past. This is in direct result of that. It seems our carbide edges last 2 to 3 times longer, a little bit longer, so we think it's going to be a good value to our taxpayers. Another thing that I would point out, it is budgeted. However, that line item is slated to be over budget. I want to point that out. So we're working through that with our funding. In addition to that, we are going to be checking our inventory. We want to make sure that we have the right amount. Worst case scenario, that'll be the purchase price for those. So, I point those items out. If you have any questions, I can certainly address those.
Okay. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved. We can't do without them.
Motion by Counselor Harkinen.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item B.
Mayor, City Council, the second item I wanted to present to you, also cutting edges, also for graders, not carbide edged. And why are we not going to exclusive carbide edge? These are actually for grading summer roads, dirt roads and whatnot. So it's actually a different product for a different use. But if you have any questions, I can certainly try to answer those questions for you.
Okay. Wishes of the council.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Counselor Harkinen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Thanks, Greg. Up next, item 3, under Police Department, Chief Esty, item A.
Mayor and Council, good evening. Before you, I have 2 purchases tonight. The first one is to purchase 6 Glock handguns through Tactical Advantage in the amount of $6,863.82. This is an item we had on the docket for next year. Our state aid for this year actually came in a little higher than we expected. So we're gonna use those funds to make that purchase this year and save some money next year.
Okay. Wishes of council.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Uranus.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item B.
Item B is kind of the same idea. These were on the budget for next year for 2023, but we're going to make the purchase this year due to that savings with the state aid. This is to purchase 6 Taser 7 bundles from Axon Enterprises in the amount of $20,700.
Okay, wish of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion by Counselor Harkinen,
Support.
support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Thanks, chief.
Thanks.
Next up, license and permits. Item 1, approve the temporary on-sale liquor license of the Chisholm Chamber of Commerce to have Valentini's dispense alcohol at the Minnesota Deer Hunters Banquet on Wednesday, October 5th, 2022 at the Hibbing Memorial Building. Wish of the council.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Counselor Bayless,
Support.
support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item 2, approve the special event permit application of the Senior Center volunteers to hold their Christmas craft show on Saturday, November 5th, 2022 at the Hibbing Memorial Building. Wish of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion by Counselor Harkinen. Support by Counselor Drainus. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item 3, approve the 2022 tobacco license of Imperial Operating Minnesota LLC located at 1135 East 37th Street. Wishes the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Fossil. Support by Counselor Harkinen. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried. Item 4, approve the special event permit application of the City of Hibbing and the Hibbing Area Chamber of Commerce to hold a trick or treat and greet event on Saturday, October 29th, 2022 at 12 o'clock PM through 2 PM. Wish of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion by Counselor Harkinen.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried. I'll need a motion and a second for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion by Counselor Harkinen. Support. Support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned.